Restoration is brought to you by
Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Yes, extra long sanitary pad for extra comfort.
We got Yes protection.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix.
Hello, it is always exciting to come your way with stories that move you, stories that push you to become a better version of yourself. We are brought to you by Kind Courtesy Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people. Yas washing powder and Yas sanitary pad. A big thank you to La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. I'm so excited to let you know that this festive season is going to be an incredible time to spend at the La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. So make it a point to stay tuned to see all the packages they have for you this festive season. A very big thank you going out to Hooch Corn and Choco Flakes, to Aseda Fabrics. For my fabrics, you can locate Aseda Fabric at the Makola Shopping Mall. Yes, when you get to the shopping mall, just ask anybody for Aseda Fabric and they will take you there. Thank you to Tuwazi Apartments located at Mile 7. Yes, if you're in town with your family, if you're a big family, don't worry, just call Tuwazi Apartments and they will gladly host you and your family. It's actually the perfect place for any family to feel at home anytime you are out of your space and you are in Accra. Big thank you to GH Beauty Artistry, to Ophelia of ABS Lax Line for my outfit. Of course, to Hair Duties located at Osu near the Photo Club for my hair. To M-Clan Media Productions, to Kofi Africa Photography. Thank you very much, guys. And of course, to the Sousa Catering Services. Thank you for always ensuring my team and I are refreshed. We'll be right back after this break.
Emrana Wiedro, the Whooping Hisense in televisions, refrigerators, chest freezers, air conditioners, washing machines, smartphones, sound systems, irons, any kitchen appliances, beauty set, gas cookers, microwaves, blenders, rice cookers, kettles, air fryers, and even break home. And your Hisense Black Friday promo! The Anabora Hisense showrooms in 23rd November, 28th November, and 5 days. Emrana so say who better the free Hisense ho. Madam Hisense, Matiti so say who? Yes, the 5 years manufacturer defect warranty. Asa tatwo. First come, first serve. So one quantum less hejawa. And you know what? Hisense Black Friday promo way there. Edu chem. And she say kakra wa ho. Bibiania for Hisense 0302 550000.
Tasty Tom tomato mix. Ofa kakra. Na ye bebre. Fa kakra yan kwan ni stew dodo a ope.
Tasty Tom dear, it will surely give you value for money. Steak and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup, and it doesn't color your meat or chicken.
Tasty Tom tomato mix inti. Me handwriting and sada. Into customers bar never.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. This advert is FDA approved.
Remember the days I just couldn't go to the gym because it was that time of the month? Yas extra long sanitary pad took the worry away. Easy.
Yes, comfort, I got yes, confidence, I got yes.
The new Yas extra long sanitary pad is the joy of every woman. It is extra absorbent and fits perfect. Don't allow anything to hold you back when it's that time.
Wow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Feel confident, stay fresh.
Hi. Is it supposed to be that time of the month? Yes.
I got yes, confidence, I got
Yes.
we got yes protection, I got
Yas extra long sanitary pad for extra comfort.
we got yes protection.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family, because every smile matters. New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Wait, your tomato mix. Wouldn't so one on pass. Still loud, what tomato flavor no? No color changing like traffic light. Come on.
Tasty Tom dear, it will surely give you value for money. The steak and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup.
Taste no so dear. On point. Flavor new.
And it doesn't color your meat or chicken. I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix.
This advert is FDA approved.
From old, we've always had a norm or a perception or an idea when it comes to girl empowerment in the Muslim communities. But my guest today is a definition of what a dynamic Muslim girl or woman can be and should be. My guest today is my very own, my favorite, my sister, my friend who doesn't want to talk to me but doesn't have a choice and has to talk to me. The lovely Adizah Ibrahim, founder of Kuburah Diamond Foundation. Are we still not talking? We are talking now. Eh?
I have forgiven you because I am on your set.
Oh, so. Don't I love you?
I love you too,
Adizah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
I've been trying to say that. It's too long. Break it down so I can say
Okay, so let's go with Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
By His grace,
okay,
literally.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, now it sounded. Then the one that continues.
Rabbil Alameen.
Rabbil
Alameen. Yeah.
What's the meaning of that?
Like in Islam, we begin everything with in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. That's long. I'll write it down so that next time I say it.
I will teach you.
Okay. How are you and how is family?
MashaAllah, and the family is doing great. Alhamdulillah.
We thank God. By the time we finish, I'll be saying, MashaAllah, that is short. I have taken that one. Alhamdulillah, I have taken that one. That's my problem. Adizah, it's good to have you. I've been trying to grab you to this set for like a year or yes. 1.5.
I think a year and a half.
But I'm happy you're here. I'm really happy.
I am also honored, privileged to be here. I was just saying it off air that you are great. You are graceful, like you are blessed. Cause yes, you people started, and today we are lucky enough to be seated next to you. You've done well, Stacy. I think if you underestimate your grace, I think you shouldn't. Because I have been watching you since I was a kid. So it's humbling for me.
Oh, now it's
since I was
you're
a
making
teen,
me emotional. Yeah. You make me emotional, but it's all by grace. Alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Clap for me. Okay. So Adizah, let's start this conversation. For Ghanaians, when we talk about the Muslim community, there is this perception we all have of what a Muslim girl or woman should be. But you have been able to break that norm. You've been a very strong advocate. You've been out there advocating for women of your community to be more outspoken, to be ambitious, and to be anything that they want to be. How did that start for you?
Thank you very much for this question. So for me, I think that luckily for me enough, I was able to meet people right after my national service. I was lucky enough to meet women who were already out there, whom I started working with. And let me mention Selina Beba Kumensa and a few others. I was fortunate enough to meet this woman. Aside the fact that I will not lie, you or Henry Gifty Auntie are people that growing up I used to watch. Then I look at you and I'm like, so they are confident, they are outspoken, they are doing this, they are on television. Even though the desire wasn't to be on television, but I felt that when I look at you people, I'm not seeing from the people that I can be identified with. I am a Muslim woman, but I couldn't identify. Well, I don't know if there was, but I cannot remember that when I was growing, there were Muslim women like this. Or at the time, you and the other phenomenon women were like you were advocating, I don't remember. So it just began for me after I started having like a career after national service. I felt that it seems there's a gap, and this gap must be bridged. And this gap is the fact that my career was taking me to certain places. It was taking me to certain meetings. It was taking me to certain platforms.
And meeting certain people.
Meeting certain people. But anytime we go, it's as safe to say when the people I can identify, especially the teens, the teenagers and the adolescents, when they come around, there was something that was always missing. Like in a room full of women, both old and young, you ask a question and you see my people, like my teens, they are in the hijabi, some of them are in their veil or in their turban. They have the urge to want to answer a question, but something is holding them back, like they are afraid. So because of the kind of position I hold in my career, I have had to travel north, south, east, and west of Ghana. So this is like a real-time experience, not based on a young girl telling me. I have seen it, no more than once.
First-hand information.
So first-hand information and experience and observation. So I'm like, what is missing? Then one time, let me give it up to my husband, Baba Sadiq. I told him that, you know what, I want to start this. I want to start advocating for women. Where I am, it is rare to meet the Muslim woman up there. Because you know what, in our religion, there's a limitation to how far a woman can go. It does not demean you, it doesn't demoralize you, it doesn't say don't have ambitions. But if you're a Muslim woman and you are well versed in the Holy Quran, you definitely know that you have limitations. But reality, we are in a world where these days it cannot be that you leave everything on a man.
Evolution.
Even if you want to leave it on a man, I am a firstborn, Stacy. I am a first child. I am a first daughter.
You're responsible for your family.
I am a responsible first child. At least I know that I have been. So even if my husband is taking care of me 100%, I, in my being, would not want to put the other responsibility from my family side on him. And I have also decided that I want to be an advocate for social change. How will I do this? Will I continue to go to him for money, that give me money because I'm going to do charity? Give me money because I want to give to my dad? No. So after this observation, I told him I want to start something on social media. And I think it's a good platform. My professional career is marketing and media relations, so I know the importance of digital media. So I spoke to him and he said, well, yes, it's great, you can start. And you can start with you. I love to empower, but I love to empower based on genuine experience. I don't like fiction. So if I have the experience or someone has the experience and they share it with me, or I have the experience, then you know when you want to advocate, you speak directly into their heart. You speak directly into their conscience. Like it becomes a real-time, a real-time something. So they can relate with it. So when I spoke to him and he said, let's start. So we can start. Then I was looking for a name. I settled on the Muslim Woman Achiever 6 years ago. I don't know why I settled on that name. And today it makes sense to have positive affirmations. When I settled on it, then I said, no, I love my compound name, Kuburah. And the vision is to have a community of women that consists of teens, adolescents, teenagers, young women, even older than I am or more experienced or knowledgeable than I am. So what name can I use for them? Pearls, because we are women, we are precious jewel. I said, no, someone is using pearls. I don't want. So Diamond. Diamond is a precious jewel. So I decided Kuburah Diamonds, and I added it. Then I started writing. I think it was just after 6 months or a year, 6 months that I got married, or a year and a half, let me not lie. So I started. I look at the clothes I brought from my father's house. Listen, when I married, I changed to up to about 14 clothes. And I did just 2 days. So sometimes when I'm there and I see this cloth, I look at it and I'm like, so they are wastes. Even though I'm a generous person that I would gladly love to pass it on to somebody, but you know they are clothes. Much as you have the generosity trait, you would also think about it more so your wedding gown.
Your wedding gown.
So I look at it and I'm like, this is a canker. First, I noticed the fact that when we go into a room and we are offered the opportunity, my teens in the hijab, they are scared, they are afraid to speak up because probably they have been made to believe that a woman shouldn't have a voice. But that is not what the Quran said. It said, be submissive, be respectful, be discerning. So you can have a voice, but that voice must be positive. It shouldn't be a voice that is leading somebody to do something that is not right. So that is said. Then I said, this suitcase is full of 14 and more clothes. But Adizah, do you know you can be an agent of change? And start with this. Because what you did, you set an example. But probably, be honest with yourself, you set a bad example. Why in
2 days, 14 gowns.
In these hard times, why should you change into 14 outfits? It doesn't make sense. And for me, I didn't even have to go and borrow money, go and borrow the clothes, go and take them on credit. I didn't come into my marriage owing somebody or leaving debt on my husband or my parent or anybody who was around. I had the capacity. My daddy had the capacity. My mom had. And with the support of the groom's family, I was able to make this possible. But the young girl there that was on social media, that saw my pictures, observing, would say, Adizah did it. This is the standard. So my first article on social media was changing into several outfits on your wedding day does not guarantee a successful marriage. That was the lead. Then I broke it down into why I think it does not guarantee successful marriage, because the young girl out there that is watching me will squeeze even if she cannot. And it is happening. And borrow and squeeze the man and squeeze her parent and would want to put pressure on herself because me.
And Muslim weddings can last for a week.
You know, because me, and would even point to me and say, Adizah did it. So that is the standard. But then after marriage, and I started noticing the gap that I just mentioned, I said, this is a toxic standard. Who sets this standard for the Muslim woman? Who sets this standard for the Muslim community? Who said if you want to marry, you have to change into a certain kind? Who even said we have to marry up to 3 days? We have to live It's carnival, Stacy. And those clothes, even if it didn't cost me much, that money, if I had done just 2, that money could have done something profitable, could have even gone into investment. So you change, you come, you dance, your friends see, and that is it.
And you don't wear it for like 2 hours because you're changing into a lot of outfits.
Changing into a lot of
so
and it comes
maximum with 2 hours you have to rush out.
And it comes with all the pressures that comes with. 1, you are buying pressure for the girl that is watching you. 2, you are also condoning a certain toxic standard set by who? So I sat down, then I got the inspiration. Then I wrote that article. That was my first article being written. Today, if I go back to read it on Tell It Mom and Kuburah Diamond, I'm sure I'll go like, who wrote this grammar? Like, there will be a lot of sentence fragments. It just came and I wrote it. That is how it has been from 2016 till now. I get the inspiration and I just write it. I get it and I just write it because I want to speak into their hearts. I want to touch on the pertinent issues that some of us have been made. For me, no, because now I have a voice. But the young girl, the teenager watching me, they have been made to believe that they cannot talk about it. Because if you dare talk about it, you either offend your auntie, you offend your parent, you offend even your friends, and you offend society. And it is not making us develop. So that is how I started. So once I put it there, Spectator picked it and published it the next day. Like within seconds, it got, at that time, 2016,
lots of attention.
it was a big deal for you to put something on Facebook and get a 1K likes and comment I cannot even mention. So it was interactive. Then the next day, I woke up to mammoth messages from the girls. Adizah, you have done well. You have said what we have.
So it was even pain for them.
You have done well. You have said what a lot of us cannot talk about. We need to talk about it. They come to us every time that they want support. They want to start a business. But then the same young girl, you will see her changing into 10 outfits, 20 outfits, 6 outfits, 7 outfits. And it is not a joke because you are paying for gilly, paying for every shoe, paying for the dress,
has to be combination,
paying for veil, bag, accessories, and changing your makeup. Is it a joke? It's an investment.
Oh, so you have to change the makeup with every outfit?
And your shoes. That is what I did. My matching shoe and my clutch, and my outfit and my veil and my jewelry. So I got, then the response was good. I jumped to my husband and I said, see, this thing that I just thought and I posted is making waves, and it is making positive waves. I am happy. So from that stage, I learned that on this empowerment journey, especially from where I can be identified with, I can be identified, because I've never lived in the Zongo before. I only pass there to go to where I live, but I've never lived there before. So this is making, it's shaking the tables. Then I'll continue. And he said, yes, go for it. So then I started developing the interest in writing about this topic. So from changing into several outfits won't guarantee successful marriage, because there's more to marriage than just changing into outfit. One, from the community I come, there is no proper counseling, even for people who want to marry. On the marriage day, they come and stand there. As you are going into the marriage, be submissive. But they don't go into details. It is a long journey.
So people go and they get a shock.
They think that just do the merrymaking, do the carnival, come and dance and change into outfit. But it is deeper than that. It is a long journey full of uncertainty. So I spoke about that one. Then I started writing. I think I also spoke about the fact that do not, along the line, when my career was flourishing, it was booming, I realized that they come to me because I'll post a picture of myself going to work. I'll put a beautiful inspirational caption. So they will come to me and say, Kuburah, how are you able? You are Muslim to go to work. How are you able to have a career? I'm a Muslim like you. But where I am, my husband's parents said no. He himself said I shouldn't work. And community is saying that, why am I supposed to go to work? Then I dropped another article. Do not leave your marriage. Do not leave your career for marriage. Then it also shocked the table. It made waves. Spectator published it again because, you know, they look at the reaction and the engagement. Yeah. If it is worthy to be published, then they published. Then I'm like, let me continue with this. So the moment I posted that article and it got published, then it opened me up to a bigger problem that we have as a community. The fact that a lot of young girls are there and they don't have source of livelihood. The fact that a lot of Muslim women are there who have been made to believe that their place is in the kitchen or just sit home, make babies, marry, but don't work. So now they started, Kuburah, I wanted to work, but they asked me to stop. Now the money is not coming. If I want housekeeping money, he doesn't give me as required. My child is even sick. I don't even have a diaper. I'm a young girl. Nobody is taking care of me. Sanitary pad, I cannot afford. Stacy, when I'm saying this thing, those days I used to read, I'm like, people are exaggerating. These are real-time happenings. They are real-time happenings. So I started donating to them, supporting to them. Sometimes I come on the same platform, solicit, post the person's request, solicit for fund, and because of the way they themselves see the story from first person, then they would donate and I will do. Then I will be doing it myself, taking money from my own salary and supporting them. Then it got to a time, my husband said, we need to launch something that is sustainable. That's
sustainable because you cannot always
continue to come to people. Then we went into COVID and now it was difficult for people to even donate because everybody was home. He said, no, you can't continue. We cannot continue to be giving them money. Teach them how to fish. Adizah, what can you do? I have the gift of the gab. I can communicate, I can talk, but I don't have a skill. My skill is marketing. What can you do? So he said, let us call it Zango Women Livelihood and Empowerment Program. I said, great. Let us hinge on the Sustainable Development Goals. There's Goal 1, there's Goal 4, there's Goal 7, there's 8, there's 17. Decent work, say no to poverty, decent work and economic something, and partner to make the goal sustainable or achievable. I said, okay, my community, they love to do makeup. My community, they love to wear clothes. My community, they love to sell.
And they love to look good.
And they love to look good. At our marriage ceremony, there are people who come and do setup, decor, traditional setup. At our marriage ceremony, there are people who come and do a lot of stuff. Look for professionals that do this kind of trainings. Partner with them. Tell them this is what you want to do. Tell them this is the vision, is to empower a team at a time, is to change the narrative that a woman must 100% focus her financial power on a man. No, she must, even if she's getting a wealthy husband, she needs to also be a change maker in her society because we have a lot of issues there. So I started calling, inquiring who does makeup, who can train them into drinks, because there's wedding and there's always a marriage ceremony. We don't joke with it. Who can teach them how to make soap? Who can do this? Then I launched a campaign. I spoke with 7 makeup artists. I said, I don't have money. I am funding this 100%. The only support I have gotten was from Trillium, and it was drink, and TT Brothers, it was drinks and water. But I need to pay you for the makeup tools. I need to pay you for anything.
Your time.
Give me transportation. Yes, give me a good amount of discount. Let me organize this for the girl. 50 girls. I put it on social media. Adizah would love to support you, but she cannot all the time. So I'm launching Zango Women Livelihood and Empowerment Program, which seeks to support you to be able to gain economic liberation.
And stand on your feet.
And stand on your feet. 50 girls, if you know you really need this opportunity, send me a message. I woke up to about 200 messages, and me, myself, sat down, sieved, did due diligence, went to their social handles just to find out I'm not giving this opportunity to somebody who feels that there's a generous person out there. Let me just go and take the opportunity. I interviewed them, created a group, put them in there, and we had our first Zango Women Livelihood and Empowerment. We did it with 50 successful young girls. I should have brought some of the beneficiaries because they have success stories. I should have brought them, but time didn't allow. So we did that. Then after that, I came back, continued with my empowerment. I launched another one, and that was for 150. I spoke with some amazing Zango women. Jador is there, Fablux, Ballet Queen, BS Glam. All of them came to support. And if I don't mention your name, forgive me because you are a lot. I partnered with them. They gave me good discount. They supported me with venue. Some even came as motivational speakers. They came to empower them, and we did it. And I am glad to say that as I am speaking to you, I have 8 girls from the Zongo communities. Some of them transitioned from the one I did, and now they are with Valerie Lawson. Wow. And they are having a master class with Valerie Lawson. Wow. Yesterday they sent me a picture, and they are still undergoing. And there have been other women I have supported. Stacey, I cannot count.
They are countless.
So sometimes you wake up and you wonder, how do you do this much, but you still have much? It is because of the special grace of Allah. So that's the story.
Wow, interesting one. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we continue our conversation with Adizah Ibrahim.
Emrana Wiedro, the Whoopro Hisense in Ya Titus, televisions, refrigerators, chest freezers, air conditioners, washing machines, smartphones, sound systems, irons, any kitchen appliances, gas cookers, microwaves, blenders, rice cookers, kettles, air fryers, and even break home. And your Hisense Black Friday promo! Odiana Bora Hisense showrooms in 23rd November, 28th November. And your 5 days. Emrena so say who better the free Hisense ho. Madam Hisense, Matiti so say who? Yes, the 5 years manufacturer defect warranty. Asa tatwo. First come, first serve. So one quantumless hejawa. And you know what? Hisense Black Friday promo way there. Edu chem. And she say kakra ho. Bibiania for Hisense 0302 550000.
Tasty Tom tomato mix. Ofa kakra. Na ye bebre. Fa kakra yan kwan stew dodo a ope.
Tasty Tom dear, it will surely give you value for money. Steak and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup, and it doesn't color your meat or chicken.
Tasty Tom tomato mix into me handwriting and sada. Into customers bar never.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. This advert is FDA approved.
Remember the days I just couldn't go to the gym because it was that time of the month. Yas extra long sanitary pad took the worry away. Easy.
Yes, comfort, I got. Yes, confidence, I got. Yes.
The new Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad is the joy of every woman. It is extra absorbent and fits perfect. Don't allow anything to hold you back when it's that time.
Wow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Feel confident, stay fresh.
Hi. Is it supposed to be that time of the month?
Yes. I got. Yes, confidence, I got.
Yes.
We got yes protection, I got.
Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad for extra comfort.
We got yes protection.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of her dreams. Because every smile matters.
come your way one more time. This is the High Sense Super Crazy giveaway moment. What do you have to say? Not your friend was saying. Ode Stella. Nti Stella, me per Stella no. And you a telephone bi o de send him the bank and add first name number. Ode Stella. Stella, episode dey na show restoration so ye wo fe pa. Ana die esua hu na onya wo.
Kwa me gi den na me share ya eto makoma so.
Na dey na wo mu nti eto wa koma so sa.
Sanya na mfitiase no. Ne papa emfa ne ngwahwa ne ho se ne ba sisi obeye star de ne papa de ne ngwahwa no se ne ba
asa na obi anje ni ndi bisa no
achan nti no wiase mu ba bia ni da so ni ne ho na ebo afiri ba nti wiase mu me catch obi bia se ombo no modern na on koso ankokọ na nim on be se kwa mi nchi
and never told you rock star. Yes, so yeah, that was the brain tea. High sense, so say and far way say emra. Near fan now was say why? Into then I will catch your high sense.
Catch your high sense for seeing your mission. Your many of my command study among. Or merge man and Koswa and
Amen. Yes, yeah, that's the brain. So thank you very much. Next week we'll come your way with another winner. Restoration. Congratulations to our winner for this week's High Sense Super Crazy giveaway moment. And very soon, Adizah would also get to pick a card and we'll see what she will take home from our sponsor. Adizah, listening to you, right? I believe growing up, you were not the typical Muslim girl. How was growing up for you?
Okay, I'm typical Muslim. I was a typical Muslim girl. I was a practicing Muslim girl.
I say typical,
not a Zongo girl.
With regards to the girls you have met,
yes,
who you feel need help.
No. I was very fortunate to have been brought up by a responsible parent. My dad was very responsible and is still responsible. My father was someone who really deeply believed in education, girl education. And I always remember that there's one thing that travels with me wherever I find myself, and that statement is, I want you, my daughters, to become women of substance. So I heard this word when I was like 7, 8, or 9, if my memory serves me right. Daddy will always say, if you do something that doesn't sit well, like you wear a jeans and it's not looking appropriate, you go like, you cannot dress like this. I want you to become a woman of substance. When you want to go this place and it's not allowed, I want you to become a woman of substance. So that was his...
He kept...
So it kept everywhere.
Registering it.
And he loved education. Funny enough, my dad used to say that he wants us to marry when the time is right, or when we show interest or bring a man. But it is his wish that all his daughters, we acquire master's degree before we marry. Yes. Daddy invested so much in our education. He loved education and he loved IT. At a very young age, he registered us in IT. At that time, we didn't even, why is this old man worrying us with computer? You come home and you have a desktop. You have a very beautiful laptop with accessories, because he was trying to prepare our interest in it. And for school, no way. He would tell you that I don't have a bank account. I don't save in the bank because I invest in my kids' education. Anyone that went to school with me would tell you that even from primary school, they are always looking forward to us coming to school on our day, vacation, salad day, or during any important occasion, because they know we'll come in grand style.
The food will be fooding.
The food and even your school fees will be paid during vacation. When daddy is coming to pick me, he will pay our fees before we go on
for the next time.
Yes, and pay more ahead.
Wow.
Yes, everywhere I have gone to school, that is, and me and my siblings, especially the women, that is what he like, I can't find ways. He invested so much in our education. And the man didn't want us to settle for less. He wasn't a wealthy man. The home I come from or I lived in, because if he worked at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, so we were in Company Bungalow in Tema, where I was born and bred, raised. Then when on pension, we moved to Takrady, then we moved to Ashaiman, Lebanon.
Okay.
So I lived in Ashaiman, Lebanon, Zone 2.
Okay.
You will not see that my house is a beautiful house, like a wealthy man's house, but in that house were kids who were dada bees. My father, Alhaji Ibrahim, anybody that knows me will testify to this. We were dada bees, and our dada being, like it extended to the neighbors. On Christmas, you expect that it's a Christian parent that will rather do us fine. But it is my father that will rather do the community fine. Christmas, and this is a Muslim. Yeah. And on Salah, the man will bring all the Christians, those at least closer. He will make them clothes. He will buy them shoes just as he's buying for us. Wow. He will go around with a truck, go and donate to people. People come to my house to eat. We eat with them. He will eat with them. His clothes, he will give it to them. Our clothes, he will give to them. So my house is not an East Legon house where I come from, but in that house was rich, was wealth. Wealth for you, a girl in that house, to be empowered. For you to live a purposeful life. For you to have a value as a woman. For you to, he will tell you that at this stage you want to do boys, it will not take you anywhere. Because if you don't add value and you get to that level, that same boy or man will look at you and tell you that you are not my standard.
They are not worth it.
Yes, and my father was big on this. They have to go to school. Hey, Daddy, we have to buy this camera for photojournalism. How much is it? The next minute, someone is bringing money to you in school. Daddy, it's the holiday. You'll be there and the driver will call you and tell you that Daddy has packed a boot with meat, with drinks, with money. We should be picked, the girls, we should go to the beach. We should go to anywhere we want to go, because he brought us up in a different way. He wasn't the typical Zongo man that would say a woman shouldn't go to school. He brought us really well. He brought us up really well. You come back from school on vacation and he wants you to have kitchen etiquette. He will say that you are 5 girls. You are cooking today. The next 2 days, Aisha is cooking. Nezia after Aisha. So we were learning home sense and learning education and learning school sense and learning the deen, which is Arabic school. But unfortunately for me, for the Arabic school, it got to a time I stopped.
Why?
Yes, even though I have the knowledge, I stopped because I didn't like the way you are beautiful. You go to Arabic school and you have the person telling you you are beautiful. Hey, let me marry you. At that age, no. Let me some, but I think I knew that my future is very bright. My father didn't want us to jeopardize with it, another word that he loved to use, and I myself didn't also want to jeopardize with it.
So you're supposed to be teaching me, not telling me I'm beautiful, so you want to marry me?
Yes. So I just quit, but I learned up to a certain level. I know it, and I can read my Quran. Yes, so that has been my upbringing, and we lived amongst Christians and Chifo. So if you realize, I speak very well.
No, you speak very well.
We were surrounded by Fantis and trees, and in Lebanon we were surrounded by a lot of Eves. So I can speak Ewe. So I grew up amongst the Christians. Yes, I grew up with them. My friends were all Christians till I got to the university and got 2 friends, Salamatu and Mulaika, at university level.
Wow.
So you see, so I grew up with them. But that didn't change me from being a Muslim. That didn't change me from practicing I was a practicing Muslim. My school mother at secondary school was a Christian, MOG's wife. MOG Music, Elizabeth. That's his wife. So this was the choir leader who told everybody to not step a foot with your shoes in my corner, because my school daughter is a Muslim and she needs to pray. So it didn't depart from me, but I was surrounded with Christians.
Wow.
Yes.
Looking at how Daddy raised you, would you say gave you a positive impact that catapulted you to where you are now?
Yes, it did. So much. Because you can give a person everything. Sorry not to demean anybody, because now more than ever, I've also, from experience, I've come to realize that you can be educated 100% and somebody can have a skill. They are not educated, but you grow up and you realize that you are all on the same level.
Or even above.
The one with the skill without education will be above you. Life has taught me that. But then again, we'll still talk about the fact that education is important. So if my daddy invested in my education, he did me great. He made me love school. He made me feel the urge to dress up to say I'm going to school. And after marriage, after leaving his house in marriage, I added value. I did my master's and I'm now reading LLB in level 300. So it means that if I didn't get that foundation...
So we're going to add lawyer to the name, Esquire.
Inshallah, if I'm able to pass the bar exam.
The bar will call you.
If
the bar doesn't call you, we will call the bar.
Inshallah. But
whatever it is, there will be a call.
Inshallah, but this is just a faculty, so it's just like any other degree. But I am reading law, So the man puts education in our heart, just as he puts the deen in our heart. And I love my daddy so much because he has done a lot for me.
How difficult was it for you to leave home when you had to get married?
For the pampering level, I would say it was difficult because Stacy, my father, hated to see that his daughters especially. I don't know if because we were young then, so we weren't seeing what he was seeing. I think at that time, he was seeing the fact that any young girl can be taken advantage of by a man because of material stuff. So if there is a latest Samsung mobile phone or a Nokia, my father will get us.
So you can't show me
if there's
nothing.
A latest computer, this man will get it for you.
If there's you can't show me nothing.
You understand? And if he comes to knock on your door in the morning and you don't open up, and he realized that it's getting to noon and you are not coming out, it means that you are not happy about something. So I'm trying to think for my father. I'm trying to think what he was thinking. So sometimes I'm like, our dad, did he think that a guy was worrying us? Did he think that we were lacking something? So my father can just knock on your door and say, he calls me old lady. I was named after his mom, Adizah. She's passed. May Allah be with her soul. He will knock and say, oh lady, you are not coming out. I am not happy. Are you okay? Then my father will bring a dollar bill. Yes. And give to you. $50, $100. 50 euros, 100 euro. Pounds, safer. He will give to you. Go to the man at a Ashaiman traffic where they change the money. Go and change the money and buy anything you want. That's my dad. That's how he raised me. So when I was leaving to marry, I was thinking about that comfort. But then before that marriage, I had already thought about, no, I don't want this man to be feeding me. Also because after national service, I realized that it was difficult to secure a job. And me, myself, told him that, Daddy, I think this is the time where you need to stop giving me housekeeping money. I want to be on my own. Because at the university level, you see the reality. A lot of brilliant kids, but their parents were not there to sponsor their schools. A lot of them will have to do contribution and class and support them. A lot of them, you are fortunate, excuse me to say, but there was no support. You know, I wanted that life. I wanted to take charge of my life. So I had already made up my mind, say, Papa, we made Jaino. See, when I was going, I went, but I was thinking about the comfort. But I was thinking about the comfort because he was.
Are you going to be that comfortable?
Yes, he was.
Is someone going to knock on your door and give you $100 bill?
Because I should have grown up to be a child at Ebiamase. But you know, he was doing the spoiling you and telling you, you need to focus on your books. You need to go to Makaranta. You need to pray. You have to be home by 6 o'clock. After 6, nobody stays out. And, you know, it was going hand in hand. So it shaped me. So thinking about the comfort I used to get from my dad, the pampering, that was the only thing. But I knew I would survive.
So where was mommy?
Mommy was there. I'm not mentioning her.
Yes, I'm jealous.
My mom is a hard woman. Stacy, if today I'm able to have a running boutique and I'm able to have the power to be able to sell to people and convince them and have a very good interpersonal relationship, that also is coming from my mother. So this is the irony. Daddy was having a white-collar job with Ghana Post and Harbors Authority. Mommy was not educated to a certain level. She had to leave school because, according to her, one of her aunties said she was too good when she stays by her food to sell. People come and buy. They make more profit. So instead of going to school, no,
she should come and sit by the food.
No, she didn't go to, like, she didn't get to a certain level. So she stopped. Then she started selling food. So from primary school, I grew up seeing my mother selling food. One day I will remind Abeku Santana because those days was Adum FM in Tema.
Oh, okay.
And she used to get live presenter mention on Adum
FM.
Free at that time. So she sells food, omutuo, banku, rice, wache. Super delicious meal. Everything was part of it. Then on the side, she had friends. I told you we grew up amongst Christians and they were our friends. She had friends who used to do American visa, London visa. When they come back from America or Europe, they come with their big cars. They come with stuff from America. So my mother, they will give it to my mother to sell because mom was a people's person. So she will go around and sell to people.
She put her own commission on it.
Yes, so mom taught me how to sell. So after secondary school, when you come back from extra classes, she'll put me on a stool because my height was not the same level as where she has arranged the food. So I'll stand on the stool and I'll sell food. And anytime I sell, according to her, I made sale more than her. So after school, I'll just come and be selling for my mother. So that is how mom also brought. And she was hard. You dare not look at me if you are a boy with an eye when you are coming to buy food.
Buy your food and go.
Yes. Yes, and I remember how this woman made me feel bad one time because of a certain guy she felt was eyeing me.
You did not eye the guy.
She just looked at him in tree and said, "Abrante, me bani de you weni finu." And then some crony no me de begu weni so to me be say na brabo mami. Yes.
Guy then can't show you.
He was looking at me. My mom said she had that power to see. Even if you go out and you speak to a man and you are coming home, this woman said, "Oh no, to me who was smelly say when bear man kasa." No, but Stacy, man, is real. Any person I make a chair no. Yes.
Your mom.
So I've spoken.
I need to meet your mom.
Yes, I've spoken. She's like me. I've spoken about my dad, but this is how my mother trained us. And if you are a teen, you get to a certain age, when you show your pressure, no, you're high.
Yeah.
Until I will not sit on your platform
and Tema is a hard
and even pretend send me here. But like I said, now who do sustain after secondary school? What fee SS aba?
You said what's up?
Hey, Alaji ba say what say? Hey, when you come back, mom will look at you and say, "Hey, when you went out there, you spoke to some guys." She will tell you she smelt it. That you spoke to some guys.
We all need that.
And you know, in my house, she had the chopper in the house at Tema. Okay. So when they are coming to buy, men will come in, boys will come in. Sometimes I'm serving. This woman will just papa near that tower with Chiama.
I just hit you with a fan.
Like not in an abusive manner, but to alert you that, the way you are walking, serving them, it's attract. It's not good. You're steady. Yes.
So, how are you supposed to
sometimes I open say share at Arabia, knowing that we sell the food in the house and people come there. She tell you cannot come downstairs with that dress. You can't come because men are coming to the house, and you dare not be outside after 6. You dare not come back home when she knows extra classes ends at 2. So both mom and daddy groomed us really well.
So that is...
He was highly educated.
Cold and hot.
Yes, highly educated, and she was not up to his level, but the balance was there. Yes, so that's it.
For your childhood is like... But I need your mother's nose to smell.
If you don't take her, you even think she's your stepmom. Stacy, me mama titi.
But it all came together beautifully.
Me say, let me tell you a story. So this is a woman who was running her food business. Father spoke against it that I don't want you to do because my father was a manager at Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority. And not even because of his position. He was worried about the fire. So he would tell her that this fire work is not good. This fire work is stupid. But say something that you grow to become passionate about.
She's passionate about
it. So this woman had her workers. She brings them when they come and they don't have a place.
So she's not near the fire, but she's still having
She's near the fire. You don't cook her food for her. That's how I am too. You don't cook my food in my house. I can come to your house and eat, but you will not stand in my kitchen and cook for me. So instead of her knowing that she has workers, she pays them at the end of the month. They do susu. So at that level, we saw susu. I knew what susu is. This woman will wake them up at dawn. After we, her children, finish praying, she will say, you to come down and come and help before you bath and go to school. So we used to look at her and say, nah, adena mami way, oh, more chiti, adena stepchildren, Anna. But now it is making sense. How would I have done it with 3 kids? And having a career, and having to go to school, and having to do social activism?
Wow. Adizah, this conversation we're going to continue next week because I'm not letting you go. There is so much you can learn from someone when they share their story. So we'll continue our conversation this next week. But this week has been interesting. Next week, when we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Adizah Ibrahim.